The massacre of 31 people in 28 hours by Bodo rebels in the Kokrajhar and Buxa region of Assam. The question we are asking is this: Assam's ethnic cauldron, are vote bank politics the root cause? We ask this on a day when the familiar war of words between the Congress and the BJP has broken out, each blaming the other for causing or inciting the violence in the region. In all this, the Chief Minister of Assam, Tarun Gogoi, said that he will not quit, since taking on Bodo militants is now his priority. But as politicians slug it out on the airwaves, on the ground in Kokrajhar, there is a sense of fear. The army's been holding flag marches, but the situation remains very tense. Joining us from Ground Zero is my colleague Alok Pandey. Alok, what is the situation presently? Do these flag marches continue? I believe earlier on in the day, the curfew was relaxed for a little while.
Well, yes, Vishnu, the curfew was relaxed for about 4 hours in the day, but now the curfew has been reimposed in both Kokrajhar and in Buxa. The atmosphere is one of terrible anxiety, if I can say that. I went to some areas where these killings had taken place, and everyone there is very anxious about what the next step is going to be. A lot of the people there, again, are displaced. The numbers are not as huge as they were perhaps in 2012 when a lot of ethnic violence had taken place here. But even then, a lot of people have fled their villages, come to safer areas, and now they are worried about how they'll go back or whether there will be any further killings. The government on its part is saying that it is pressing in the army, it is pressing in more paramilitary forces to try and ensure that peace is maintained. Whether that is actually possible or not remains to be seen. At the same time, you are also pointing out the political dispute that has started over this entire incident. It is something that needs to be taken note of. Even here, locally, a political blame game has started. One party blaming the other, one set of people blaming the other set of people. So all of that is happening on the ground. But I think in the midst of all of this, the most terrible tragedy is of those who've lost their loved ones or those who've lost property or have had to flee their villages. I went to areas in Kokrajhar and in Buxa where these killings have happened to get a sense of what's taking place on the ground. Let's take a look at this report. In Assam's Buxa district, these are the faces of a tragedy that's taken place over the last 36 hours. Incidents of violence, shooting have taken place over the last 36 hours in a targeted manner. These people that you see on your television screens like right now are the victims of that targeted killing. अच्छा ये बताइए, आप गांव में था जब इंसिडेंट हुआ?
ये गांव में था, लेकिन गांव के नजदीक में जो मानस नेशनल पार्क है वो जंगल में घुस गया था।
अच्छा, आपका घर का क्या जला दिया? क्या घर आग लगा दिया?
आग लगा दिया।
आग लगा दिया,
100% जला दिया।
आपका सरकार जितना सुरक्षा आपका करना चाहिए था उतना किया?
सबसे 1% भी नहीं किया। अभी तक कोई सिक्योरिटी का इंतजाम नहीं किया गया यहाँ पर, जितना यहाँ पर जरूरत है। अभी भी उस साइड में जितना गांव है 100% सेंसिटिव है, वो कभी भी वहाँ पर हमला हो सकता है। लेकिन अभी तक हम लोग बार बार ये डिमांड दे रहे हैं, डिप्टी कमिश्नर से कांटेक्ट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वो अभी तक कोई सिक्योरिटी का इंतजाम नहीं किया।
There you have it. The complaint among here seems to be the fact that the government does not seem to be very proactive in helping all of these people that you see over here. This is the spot where an incident occurred yesterday and about 17 to 18 people have lost their lives. These locals that you see over here have come from a few kilometers away, the village where that incident actually took place. They have now taken shelter at this place called Narayan Guri. These faces that you see on your television screens are young children, women, old men, women, able-bodied men. All of these people have escaped from that village. They don't want to go back. They have come from over there and they are now seeking refuge here. This young boy that you see, and Sanjay, my camera person will just show you, he has lost his mother, and there are many more. In fact, there are many more people over here who've had to go. A lot of tragedy. There are many who are still missing according to these people. I think most importantly, the problem is that they don't want to go back to their villages. They say that they feel very insecure. There is a bit of security over here. I can see central paramilitary forces. Some ministers have come. A mobile medical unit has come. But that is not enough to give them confidence to go back to their places. And also, a lot of them pointing out that many people are still missing. They want the government to look for them, and they want the government to create some kind of atmosphere so that these people can think of going back to their villages. At the moment, the situation very fluid, and all these people that you see over here, very, very tense, very agitated, anxious about what the future holds. The police are claiming that there have been no flesh killings in the last day or so, and all these bodies that are being recovered are from earlier. But at the same time, like I've been saying, an atmosphere of insecurity exists over here, and the challenge for the government and for the police will be to ensure that no further killings take place. The reasons for these killings still not very clear, but some are pointing to the political angle, to the fact that elections just took place in this area a while ago, and that could have led to some kind of confrontation between the two main communities here. At the moment, though, difficult to speculate on the reasons, but what is clear is that the atmosphere is very, very tense, and that the government and the Assam police need to do more to get the situation under control. In Lower Assam's Kokrajhar district, with camera person Sanjoy Chakravarti, this is Alok Pandey, NDTV.
Well, it didn't take too long for politics to take over. The Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah has blamed Narendra Modi for the violence in Assam. The BJP was quick to retort, saying nobody took Abdullah seriously.
असम में 30 मुसलमान जो है उनका कत्ल हुआ। क्यों? क्योंकि वहां मोदी साहब ने तकरीर करके मुसलमानों के खिलाफ लोगों के दिलों में जहर डालने की कोशिश की। ये सच्चाई है, इस सच्चाई से इनकार नहीं किया जा सकता। 3 दिन पहले वो वहां गए, तमाम मुसलमानों को बांग्लादेशी का जो है दर्जा दिया, और आज 30 मुसलमान जो है उनको कब्र में सुला दिया गया। यही नरेंद्र मोदी साहब पूरे मुल्क में कश्मीरियों को बेइज्जत करने निकला हुआ है, और यही बीजेपी वाले आज जम्मू कश्मीर रियासत के 3 हिस्से करना चाहते हैं।
I think Omar Abdullah is not being taken even seriously even by the people of his own state. And you want me that I should take him seriously?
Well, targeting the Gujarat Chief Minister, the Congress leader Kapil Sibal had earlier on said that Modi stands for a model of divided India.
ये श्रेय नरेंद्र मोदी को जाता है, और जो प्रेस रिलीज का हेडिंग आपने देखा होगा, M for model, O for of, D for dividing, and I for India. That spells Modi. Model of dividing India. This is his trademark.
मेरा स्पष्ट आरोप है कि आसाम में ये जो सारा तनाव हो रहा है, वोट बैंक की पॉलिटिक्स के कारण वहां की तरुण गोगोई सरकार ने केंद्र की कांग्रेस सरकार के आशीर्वाद से तनाव को कम करने की कोशिश नहीं की है, समय पर उचित कार्रवाई नहीं की है, क्योंकि बहुत बड़ी संख्या में ऐसे तत्वों के वोट पर वो निर्भर करते हैं।